Hello, Mickey. So first of all, thank you for accepting this interview for Nexxus. So today we're going to speak about this series and some other questions about your career and the future and the rest of your run in this playoff. So first of all, congratulations for winning today against GIANTX. So what are your feelings about this series, your performance and your team performance overall of today?
I guess it's just relief, I guess, that we managed to win. And I guess we got to apply some of the things we talked about after our last series or make some improvements. I think we still didn't really play great as a team. I think there was still a lot of randomness in our games, even the ones we won. And I guess for myself, I think game 4 I was really kind of playing for fun, but the other 3 I think I was playing well, if I recall correctly. But yeah, game 4 I was completely running it, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, overall this team, not great. So I think if you play similar to this, we're probably gonna lose to KC if they play actually like normal, I guess, not like against Koi. But yeah, we'll see.
So you think you're going to face KC next?
Yeah, I would hope so. Or like not hope so, but I would assume so.
Do you have maybe a pronostic for this upcoming match of tomorrow?
Well, I assume they're gonna 3-0, but yeah, I don't know. If I also thought they're gonna 3-0 Koi, so you never know.
I think that was a big surprise for kinda most of the casters and everyone on the community, I think. So,
Yeah.
just wanted to talk about. I just had one question per game. So, for the first game, you decided to pick a very aggressive bot lane in early against Senna, for example, and overall scaling monster in the game, like Senna and Vladimir. How did you manage to dominate that hard and avoid Senna stacking at all?
I mean, I think they just kind of blundered by picking the Alistar because it makes their lane so much harder than if they pick legit anything else in the game, probably. And I think we were fine scaling wise because we still had Gwen, so it didn't really feel like we were ever in danger of getting outscaled. Except when I guess my Gwen got solo killed. That was maybe not the most optimal, but still, like the later the game goes, I think our chances of fighting or like winning the game are fine. Because I assume Gwen is gonna win later on side lane when he gets at least like 3 items. But yeah, I think they just kind of messed up by picking the Alistar there when I already blind picked the Renata. I think they should try something like a Blitzcrank or something more random, I guess.
After this first game, we saw a more front-to-back draft, but still with hard engage tools and pretty low mobility ADC. How did you play such good team fights with so many threats like a Nocturne for your Jhin?
We were just kind of playing it slow. I mean, at the start we just kind of were waiting for our Aurelion Soul to be strong, and then once we got 2 items, we were like, okay, I guess now we could contest some stuff. And besides that, we just kind of were very aware of where Nocturne or Yana could be on the map. So everyone just kind of played safe. I mean, they can't really go on anyone else besides Jhin or Asol, so it wasn't that difficult to play that game. I was kind of just trying to put wards in sneaky spots they can't notice and then base and then try to do the same thing so we have more information. And then in team fights, I was kind of just using my champion to peel instead of actually engage. So whenever Nocturne or Jax jumped on my AD, I just ulted them because yeah, the rest of the team was getting kind of slaughtered by a Aurelion Soul. So yeah, it was kind of very easy job for me. Like I didn't have to find any like angles to like get a good engage. I just had to like be AFK and wait for them to do something.
Yeah. For third game, what did you think went wrong? Did the picks of Rumble and Yorick surprise you, or maybe a bit of overconfidence after leading 2-0?
Didn't really surprise us since we saw him play it in solo queue, the Rumble support, so we were kind of aware. But yeah, I mean, I guess in the end it was pretty good. Yorick was a good pick for them, but I think the main thing was that they just got 2 early dragons when we should be winning bot lane, or like we were kind of winning. So the first 2 dragons should be ours, and it should be way harder for Yorick to actually end the game or be a menace on the side lane when we have like Ocean Soul coming up. And then I think we just kind of played mid-game poorly. I think we were grouping on awkward timings. We were dropping a lot of towers or farm by just overgrouping. So overall the game was just a bit awkward. And our draft was also a bit awkward because we had kind of full AP topside. So yeah.
For the last question of this series, after losing game 3, did the mental of the team got affected, or were you really as focused as it was the first game of the series?
No, I think no one really got affected by the game 3. I think everyone was pretty chill about it. We still just discussed game 4, and yeah, maybe I took it a bit too lighthearted. I had no shame when I just like died at enemy grump in game 4. I was like giggling a bit, so I should probably take it a bit more serious than I did. But yeah.
What do you think do you have to work on the most for the rest of the playoff run?
Well, there's quite a few things we have to work on, but I think the main thing is just reduce the randomness of our games and just have a clear plan, and we follow that plan, and then just find good timings to actually play on the map or like play around the waves, because yeah, I feel like this series was a lot of us being uncoordinated in when we actually want to play the game, because we had like a lot of staggered recalls and stuff like this, so it was not optimal. But yeah, that is something I think we need to work on to be able to win the rest of our series.
Are you confident in elbowing get those points before the next match?
50-50. It didn't really work out so far in our split, so I'm not sure if it can be completely turned around in the next 2 days, or like the next 1 day, I guess. But we'll try.
If we speak a bit about your career and everything you've accomplished, what did make you the proudest and why? Maybe a moment, a replay, or maybe a competition, a result?
Winning MSI was nice, but then again, it didn't really feel as rewarding as I think it would. Scammy. Like, we kind of scammed our way through the tournament. Yeah, I mean, winning against T1, I think those games I was playing well, so I guess that would be my proudest moment. I remember specifically one Galio game I was playing pretty well. Besides that, nothing really stands out. Maybe one game against Tuning with Bart in 2020. That was pretty solid. Yeah.
What are the
about it.
best supports you've ever faced during your career, like in Europe, but also in Asia, for example?
I mean, in scrims, it was definitely Keria. He was kind of insane. When I played him back in 2020, when he was in DRX, he was like actually the best player I've seen on support. He was making fun of us. But he kind of descaled, I would say. As the year went on, he got less and less cocky, so you'd get less embarrassed in lane, and then it was just as if you played against anyone else, except like in teamfights, usually he played pretty well, you know. He found good angles. So probably Keria would be the one I would say. I think Crisp was very good as well in 2019. I think nowadays he's not great. So then Mako was pretty good as well in 2016 when I played him in scrims at some point. He was an EDG.
You passed a lot of your career in G2, and now you are in Fnatic. Is there some really big differences in the environment, or are they similar?
I guess there's quite big differences in terms of schedule, about how much of free time we have in our day. I think in G2 we basically had only free time, maybe like 1 hour per day. I felt like I had actually time for myself. Otherwise, it was just either being with the team 24/7 or playing solo queue, and then maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours a day I could actually do something else. But here, I think in Fnatic we have a lot more leniency or a lot more free time. I feel like I can always play a lot of games in the morning or even after scrims. Like basically, I think the biggest difference is we don't have as many meetings. I think has pros and cons both for the approaches. I think a sweet spot would be somewhere in the middle where it would still be structured, but not like too structured where you actually just like don't actually get any time to breathe.
Before we finish this interview, Mickey, do you have any words for Fnatic fans?
Yeah, stay strong. I hope we can make you guys proud after last week's disaster. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Hope you guys keep supporting us, and that is it.
Alright, thank you, Mikyx, again for accepting this interview. Congratulations for today, and good luck for the next match.
Bye bye.